Hi, this is Dino from FFTV The High Press, and in today's match analysis from the weekend, I'm going to look at New Boys Sheffield United's first game at home against Crystal Palace. So this is how the teams lined up, with Sheffield United in a 3-5-2, which actually looked more like a flat back five in the game, which I'll come on to, and Palace had an attacking 4-2-3-1. Let's take a look at Sheffield United's attacking phases. Here we have a United player in a crossing position, and if I freeze it here, you can see something that I'm going to talk about a lot in this analysis, and that is how narrow United are and how they tend to gang around the ball player in straight lines. This leaves one man in the box, even though the play didn't come from a fast counter-attack, and he is well marshalled by three defenders, and the cross gets cut out easily. The second phase of play is difficult as everyone is on the right, so the defender makes a gut-busting run on the left to give support, again only with one man in the middle. The ball has to go backwards to restart the move, and although Palace's defence are a good unit, there are three runs that the United players should have made, but they didn't. This then leaves only one player to pass to, and again, it forces the ball player to take the shot rather than the pass, and he's too far out to trouble the goalkeeper. In the next play, you see a long ball from the goalkeeper get knocked down, which leaves the attacker 1v2. And again, I've illustrated how narrow the attack is, and there's no options for the striker but to take it on, and he loses out easily. And again, United are very limited with their passing options other than the ball behind him to refresh the move. He didn't see that pass, and the ball goes wide. This last attacking play I'm going to show you for United is a long direct counter, and I spoke about the distance before between the defence and the attack, and this frame under illustrates it. There's actually a bigger gap than you can see on the screen. I couldn't get it all in. So the two players up front are really isolated. And with a 2-on-3, it doesn't give United much opportunity, although the forward does make a good move to get the shot off and get away from the defender. So there are all the attacking highlights for Sheffield. Now let's turn to the Sheffield United in defence. Even though they're at home, United persevered with the low block in the first half, and they kept their shape in a flat back five defensively. And what that does is it impacts them going forward with attacking fullbacks or wing-backs, and that's where they've had problems up front in this game. As we can see here, Palace have got the ball 35 yards out and there's still no press, and the move is played through the cramped middle rather than pushing out wide, and this is where Palace could have really hurt Sheffield United at the weekend. Again, because of that close-knit group of defenders, United defend well with the numbers and scramble it away. In this clip, they're winning the ball high up on the pitch, brings Palace into a counter-attack, and after the United man clatters the attacker, but the ref plays on, it's left with only one sole attacker to be met by three, again, very narrow defenders. United are actually well drilled in keeping that shape. Not necessarily I'm saying that the shape is right, but they always keep their shape whenever possible when defending, and it's generally in a back seven where there's a flat five and two holding in the CDM position. In this clip, the obvious ball here for Palace is to the right, as United are very narrow again, but for some strange reason, the Palace player decides on a shot with very low percentages. This brings a bad parry from the goalkeeper and is followed in by Palace forward, but he was judged offside. I've spoken a lot about how narrow United are, and this is a great example of them working in that square block. Any teams with wide pace this season will exploit this. In this move, we have a slightly wider United defensive unit, and the ball is aimlessly put into the box and is blocked. It bounces out to a Palace player on 25 yards, who has three options of an overlapping fullback, a simple ball to a free man in the box, but again, he takes the third option, which is poor decision making for me, and another ineffective long shot comes in. Due to the congested defensive midfield area that United deployed, the most effective way Palace attacked them was either down the wings, a ball over the top, or a through ball. Premier League strikers with pace and strength this season will do it good against United, as I think they leave these opportunities, and they're often caught ball watching. An example of that in the next highlight. The next clip shows United in a 7 shape, as I said before, still narrow and compact. There's an overlapping run coming from the left, and this disrupts United defensive shape on that side. Again, a player watching the ball, and Palace are through. On a positive note, they're very calm in defence, deploying a zonal marking system for back five all game, a flat back five. You can see in this clip that the defenders don't panic or get drawn to the player. This one's another example of how narrow they are. They seem to do this from a defensive point of view, even though they're at home, but it reduces the options of getting the ball out effectively. And I've marked the players here that should have created more width and the counter would have been on. But they don't, they stay in their place and get even more narrow and even more involved in the cluster. These 4 players here from Palace are stopping the short ball out, so they'd have to go long and the ball breaks down and comes back. So finally, on to the last clip, and Palace are on the break. Still, United are in a good defensive shape, and in one of the rare occasions that Palace did go wide, they scored from it. Finally, onto the overall stats, and Palace in yellow win everywhere on the pitch during their 1-0 win. They win in passing accuracy, passes to the final third, defensive duels won, aerial duels won, shots on target percentage and total shots. It was a pretty abysmal return to the Premier League for United, especially being so negative at home in my opinion. And they travelled to Forest on Friday night, who could well be deploying a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 against them. That's what I would play if I was them. Using the pace of Jono and Ilanga and the pace and strength of Awoniyi in the top 3. Can Sheffield United avenge the playoff defeat in the semi-final last time they played Forest? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Finally, if you would like to support this channel, please click the join button for 99p per month. I do have plans for members only content in the near future, and it also helps with the production costs. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.